So just taking a little bit of time from my walk. I've done an hour and a half. I also walked yesterday and the other day, but I didn't do videos because the conditions were just way too bad. It was raining and just the audio was absolute garbage. So I didn't make any videos. Anyway, lots to talk about today. I want to talk about Donald Trump. I want to talk about XCN. I want to talk about XRP, America First, the Republican Party, the Democrats, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's hit the ground running. So Trump signed the executive order, but the executive orders that he signed, or the crypto-related orders that he signed, didn't specify Bitcoin specifically. It did specify digital assets. So that's a good, that's a bullish signal for XRP, because that means that more likely than not, XRP is going to be included in the strategic stockpile, right? So if not for like Brad Garlinghouse and the people who are whispering in Trump's ears, at least if they go by market cap and just basically select the top 10 or what have you, then XRP is going to be there either way. We know that his fund is related, that he's affiliated to, isn't buying XRP. So it might be that, they think they already have enough XRP from the one that, Ripple donated to the campaign. So I don't know what they've done with that, if they've sold it or they're hiding it for, later time, right? Or they're hoarding it for a later time. Chances are they're hoarding it because, Trump did say that he wasn't going to sell the Silk Road Bitcoin. So if he's not selling that, why will he sell the XRP? Talking of Trump and crypto, what I said would happen has already started. I was sure that they weren't going to waste any time at all. The House Democrats are already talking about probing Trump, which is what it kind of reminds me of his previous term in office, previous Trump administration, when he was hit with lawsuits pretty much from day one. So going forward, I don't think the Republicans are going to hold back, especially now that they don't have any political power per se. They're going to use everything they've got, which is mainly, lawsuits. And I think that they're going to sue and sue and sue and sue. The good part of that is, of course, that Ripple is already in a tangle with SEC. XRP is already being exonerated as not being a security. So the kind of lawsuits that are going to happen are going to be personal to Trump and to organizations and nothing to do with our crypto, right? So we can rest assured. But I think that we're going to get other lawsuits that are going to start to probe some of these other coins that haven't been tried and tested. XRP has been tried and tested, so we don't really care. And I think that these lawsuits, while they're going to hold back a lot of these, they're going to hold back some of these other cryptos. I think that XRP is going to have an easy ride because, we've already been through the trials and tribulations and we've held up against the government. Talking about holding up against the government, I want to talk about XCN. Now, what some of you guys kept reminding me in the comments to look at XCN. Someone even alerted me to it yesterday when it started pumping. But guess what? I still didn't buy, all right? Because if there's one fault with the way that I do research before going into a token, is that sometimes I do too much research. I told you guys that I was reading the white paper. I still haven't finished reading the white paper. Wow, sorry guys, it's really, really, whoa. Wow, look at that. Massive storm. So there's a massive storm in the UK at the moment. It's mainly in the west and in Ireland, but some of the effect has been felt all the way in the southeast as well. So that's why I haven't been able to do videos outdoors as much. And now it's suddenly got really, really, really windy. Anyway, let me quickly conclude what I'm going to say. I can head back home. I hope the audio is okay. I'm sort of hidden behind my own hoodie, so. Whoa, Gary Gensler doesn't want me to talk about this. It's the weather control people. They don't want me to talk about XCN. Anyway, so I never bought XCN because I didn't do enough research and I just put it off. And now it's pumped. Is it 4x? I don't know. It might have pumped even more by the time I get home. But again, I'm not disappointed that I didn't buy because, other tokens will do the same thing. We're in alt season now. We're going to see these random 3, 4, 5x's all over the place, and I just haven't done enough research. I'm not fully confident in that token yet, and that's another thing I find with some of these tokens, right? A lot of them are buy, dump, They're not buy to holds because they haven't been tested. A lot of these tokens are doing very, very well, but they haven't been put to the test. A lot of these tokens, even in the top 10, right? They're top 10, they're doing very well because they haven't been stressed. They haven't been stress tested. In engineering, right? When a construction is built, like a bridge or a new device or something, it goes through something called a stress test, which is it's put through some of the worst case scenarios just to see how it holds up. And a lot of these tokens haven't been through that worst case scenario stress test to see how they hold up. So, you know, these tokens, when they face the slightest stress, the slightest, when they face the slightest adversity, boom, they go crashing down. This is what happened with Terra Luna and UST in last bull market, and I fell terribly for that. And that's kind of made me even more cautious than I would normally be. So just because a token is doing extremely well all of a sudden, that doesn't mean I'm going to get into it. I also quickly want to talk about the fake Trump coin. I know I made a video where I showed a fake Trump coin. There's also a fake Melania coin, right? And somehow the people who created that token have found a way to hack CoinMarketCap, found a hack to get into that trending box, and is by kicking off the token at a very, very low price, buying a lot of it, getting the price to pump, and then people FOMO into it. And somebody left me a message saying that these have 100% penalty for sale. And I showed that particular point in my previous video where I showed it says this token isn't sellable and there's no liquidity to exit. And if you exit, you're charged a 100% penalty or something like that. I didn't explain it well enough because I probably didn't understand it well enough either. But shout out to the guy that actually emailed me. I saw your email. I haven't replied yet. Thank you for that email. Yes, you're right. There is a 100% penalty on sales. So it is definitely a scam. It's not the official Trump one. I know a lot of people left me a message saying, oh, you know, this Trump coin to the moon, blah, blah, thinking it's fake news. It's not fake news. There's a fake Trump coin. I think it's now been removed from CoinMarketCap. But after it being removed, I saw a Melania coin. And then someone actually put fake in brackets as part of the name. I don't know if, you know, the people who put it there are just taking the mickey or, you know, actually trolling. I don't know what it is. But if I were you, you know, if you see a Trump coin that is pumping 20,000%, 30, 40, 50,000%, then not financial advice, do your own research. But I would stay well away from that stuff. A lot of it is just people scamming. You know, people are scamming. They're using the opportunity and the frenzy to scam, right? And they see that everybody is emotional. You know, people will be looking for this Trump coin. MAGA people are not necessarily crypto savvy. These are everyday people. And, you know, they want to scam them. Especially you go on their social media and you can't reply to the posts. You can see that they've only just joined a few months ago. You know, it just doesn't seem right, right? It doesn't pass the smell test, if you know what I mean. Again, this is why I you know, have most of my portfolio in a reliable, tried and tested system like XRP. It's been through the stress test. It's got the liquidity. You know, we know what's what. It's well proven. Also, I wanted to talk about, you know, Americans, right? If you're an American, you should be happy now because I think that your president is actually trying to do what's best for you at the moment. Because to be fair, a lot of people who are criticizing this administration are criticizing this administration from outside because of his America First policy. So you have, you know, countries like the UK, Germany, people in Japan, China. For the longest time, you know, the United States has been carrying pretty much everybody on her back like a baby, you know, like a bunch of babies, right? And it's time for some of these countries to grow up and be by themselves. You know, the US has been funding a lot of these European countries. They've been funding a lot of these Asian countries that without the United States, some of these, you know, European countries, A, would have been invaded by other countries, and B, maybe would have even crumbled into being second or third world countries by now. So there's a lot that the US is doing for other countries, both in Europe and in the Americas, at the detriment of the United States. And it might seem a little bit rash, a bit brash, But some of these policies, especially, you know, the ones that are favoring the US citizen over everybody else, might seem, you know, somewhat fascist or something to other people, somewhat fascist to people who don't put a deep thought into it. But if you're an American, yeah, it's selfish, but your president is basically trying to do the best for you and put you in front of other people. Again, it's not equitable, it's not nice from other people's point of view, but, you know, shout out to him. Not financial advice, your own research. Peace.